Tuned. The national outlook is just ahead in our 5-day planner.
Not too quiet, still wet in Boston. Plan your drive to work or school or shopping tomorrow accordingly. At least early in the day it will be wet as that front moves slowly through the New England states tomorrow, at least in the morning. By afternoon it starts to move a little quicker, and by late in the day, say goodbye. It's well off the coast, so your ride home tomorrow will be a lot drier, a lot more pleasant. Pleasant all day long in Atlanta, in Baltimore, in Houston and Dallas. Little light snow flurries. A few snow flurries could fall around Chicago. I don't think they'll cause any problems as far as your commute home tomorrow in the Chicagoland area. Milwaukee, a few flurries. Denver, it should be dry around San Francisco, San Diego, but not so in Seattle and Portland. Many of the cities in the Northwest, it will be wet, it will be windy, winds in some cases gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. Heaviest amounts of rain through noon tomorrow as that front moves slowly through New England. Flash flood watches are in effect for that area, especially right now. There's a narrow band of very heavy rains in parts of central New York State, north central Pennsylvania, eventually moving up into northern and central New England. Heaviest snows will be in the Rockies. Up to a foot could fall in some places between now and noon tomorrow. And additional heavy amounts between noon tomorrow and into early Tuesday. Less than an inch of snow for the most part in Iowa as that little low zips across the upper plain states. If you want warm weather, way down in South Florida, a few 70s will show up tonight. The rest of the country, not unusually cold though for this time of year, maybe a few degrees cooler than normal in Fargo, North Dakota. And much of the week, again, the flow west to east across the country. So no cold air comes down from Canada. No moisture comes up from the Gulf of Mexico. Everything basically moving west to east, mild conditions. It really starts to warm up along the southeast coast all the way into Texas as we get into Friday, Thursday, and Friday. Look at these 70s appear as we go to Friday. Look at that. Wow, Dallas and Houston and Corpus Christi and New Orleans. Beautiful weather. Down on Bourbon Street, it will be a nice warm week for the most part, 60s and 70s. Down into Florida, Sanibel Island, down to Fort Myers and Miami Beach, South Beach, beautiful for this week. Could not be much finer. Even in Chicago, not bad. 40s for Friday, about normal. Washington, Baltimore at the end of the week in the 50s, approaching 50 in Philly and New York City. Precipitation, again, for the week will be light, confined to the northern third of the country. A few snow showers. The reason you don't see something here in the central and southern parts of the country, again, the Gulf of Mexico's moisture is cut off by that front moving through now, so the moisture can't ride northward. But the moisture can come into the Pacific Northwest, and it will do so this week. And as the storms get out in the plains, they sort of die out. Rains as far south as the state's capital, Sacramento, on Thursday. Monterey and the wine country there down to San Francisco, a few flurries, eastern lakes. On Friday, a little bit of Gulf moisture gets tapped. That's why there's a widespread area of very light rain and snow in the northern and central plains. In the east, from New York to Atlanta, stays nice and dry. Small craft advisories in effect for all the Hawaiian Islands.
Pacific Update.
Days and a month where we typically think of wintry weather, but December doesn't always live up to its wintry image. Dennis Smith has more in this report.
Think of December and most people think of snow, but on average for the month, only northern states can expect to see significant snowfall. Buffalo receives 22 inches on average, Denver 7 inches, and Spokane 15. There is a large grading across the country for average high temperatures in December. 20s and 30s abound across the northern tier of states, while the southern states see temperatures in the 50s and 60s. New York on average can expect highs in the 40s and lows near 30. Minneapolis has highs only in the mid-20s and lows in the teens. Out west at San Francisco, highs in the middle 50s and lows in the 40s. Miami continues warm with highs in the mid-70s and lows in the 60s. The reason? The jet stream sinks to the south in December. This allows cold air to drop out of Canada and spread across the U.S. The position of the jet stream has an influence on the storm tracks. Hence we get Alberta clippers, Colorado lows, and nor'easters. December is the stormiest month of the year, so sunshine is in limited supply across many parts of the nation. Northern areas see less. Detroit in the month only gets 29% of possible sunshine, while Seattle has only 24%. The best bet for sunshine is in the southwest or southeastern states. Los Angeles gets 72% of possible sunshine. As we were talking about December, the best place for a white Christmas historically is the upper Midwest or New England. If you live in the South, a white Christmas is highly improbable. Dennis Smith, the weather.